Hello, Coded Lima here, and this is my first ever Minecraft world. I have exported it over from my Xbox. I will explain in more detail in the description of this video how that works for anyone that wants to do the same thing. But essentially, this was a Bedrock world that has been converted to Java. So that means we have chunk errors, but that's okay. We can just ignore those. For the most part, it is okay. It's all good. So we are just gonna dive right in. And I created this world in 2018, I think. I was very late to the Minecraft game, but my good friend Sloan introduced me and was like, hey, we should play Minecraft, hang out, whatever, build some stuff. She did have a little bit of input on this world, actually, in fact. And I have already loaded into this world just to make sure it worked. So that's why the sun is already setting, in case you are wondering. All right, let's start the tour. So I've stopped the day-night cycle, so it'll just be daytime, so we don't have to worry about that. As you can see, I was a huge fan of the torch spam back in the day. I honestly don't know what was going through my brain, to be honest. I feel like I was just really worried about mobs spawning and blowing, mainly creepers, because let's be honest, creepers are the worst. So yeah, there's a lot of torch spam. This was pre the days when, back in the day, anything under light level 7 mobs could spawn. Now it has to be a light level of 0, so that's changed a little bit. But yeah, this was the first house I built, and honestly, it's not very good. There's some stuff going on. Like I do remember being here, and obviously you can see I was very square orientated. Interiors definitely not my thing. This was the kitchen area, I guess, and then upstairs we have a nice glass ceiling, and then this was my little, I would fish off of here just to, you know, get little bits and pieces. But yeah, I was very much, you know, exploring the game, seeing what, you know, was around, what could be done, and it was 1.15 back then, so it was a little different. And yeah, checkerboard was obviously very in the forefront of my mind. And then I had this out the back for all my wheat, because you got to have a good food source in Minecraft, that's definitely for sure. But yeah, so this was like my main house where I lived at the very start. I think I vaguely remember this was like, yeah, this was like some sort of island, and like this bit was natural, and then I just sort of built this foundation. And obviously if I was going to do that again, I would probably, yeah, you can see there where it's extended out, but also you can see where I've destroyed this island. If I was going to do it again, I would obviously make it a lot nicer. But anyway, this was also back in the day, I didn't really know about elytras back then, so I would use rails to get everywhere, or horses, which will become more apparent as I show you more of the world. This was a little dock that I had, and I would obviously use boats as well, given the magnitude of the water in this world. So over here, I have no idea what I was doing. I was making, you know, a fake beach, I guess. And then, yeah, I was literally flattening all this land. And like I said, I didn't know about elytras. I didn't know about beacons. I don't think I knew about enchantments, really. So I was just doing this with like really, really bad tools. And like the hours that I would have put into this is actually insane. Like I have vivid memories of just flattening this whole area, and yeah, my plan was I was going to build a bunch of houses. I say houses, I mean, look at this, what even is this? This is just a wooden shack. Oh, I fell. But yeah, and you know, I was sort of extending it this way. The diorite here is sort of the main path, I guess. And yeah, I hadn't really, you know, you can see some semblance of design here with the shape, I guess, but I have no idea what I was doing, to be honest. And then this is pretty much as far as I went in this direction. Back over here, this is where I would grow all my trees and where I got all my wood supply from. As you can see, there's a lot that I haven't taken down there, but yeah, I didn't really have a grasp of redstone then either, more iron, other than, you know, the minecart rails was sort of the depth of my redstone knowledge. So that's why that, you know, I would just chop everything manually. I didn't really make any farms that I can think of. And then I had this path here, and I don't think it goes anywhere. There's a nether portal here. We'll get to the nether at some point, but this path sort of just comes out here. And yeah, I don't know where I was going really. I think I was just going to try and sort of explore the world a bit. But yeah, this is as far as I got. And then we have this bridge over here, which again doesn't really go anywhere. It just goes to here, but there's not anything of substantial note in that vicinity. So something else I would do is I would make these sort of little shacks as you know, I guess rest stops, you could describe it as, so I didn't have to run back all the way back to the main house whenever I wanted to have a rest or whatever, whenever I needed to sleep the night away. Oh look, there's some turtles. Okay, so this was full of like sheep, goats, not goats, goats weren't in the game yet, sheep, cows, pigs, chickens. This was all full, and I think in converting the world over I've lost some of the entity data, so that's why it's empty. This was a little, again, just some crops and stuff. Over here I built the most pointless little, like, I mean, what is this? It's like a little modern art thing. It's just terrible. And then this was like my mine, from what I remember. I didn't really have the concept of mining at this stage either. So this was back in 1.15, so you can see there's still bedrock in the floor, but if I go underground, there's all these weird chunks that have, you know, loaded because the world's updated to 1.18, but 1.20, sorry, but because of the 1.18 update with caves and cliffs, that's why that's happened. But yeah, I just have this really long tunnel that doesn't really seem to go anywhere. Oh, does it go anywhere? It does not. Okay, so that's a dead end. So I'm just gonna slip into spectator mode to get out. Actually, that might be a better way of looking at it. Yeah, you can see the tunnel. You can see the weird chunks as well. I guess I was mining for resources, but I didn't really know about strip mining or anything like that. So I just thought, oh, I'll just keep digging and see where I end up, which is a bit of a weird thing to do really, but then I am weird, so checks out. Okay, back to creative mode. So this was a design that I did and I thought was amazing. So you're going to see this quite a lot, and with the fences on the side. So this was because I was using horses as my main form of transport, so this was so I could ride my horse and not have to worry about, you know, creepers and things. That's why there's a few torches. There is way more torch spam down over there, as you can see. But yeah, this was just, you know, this was how I used to get around. I used to ride my horse, and, you know, I wanted, after I felt like I was sort of done with this area, I thought, I'm gonna go to another area and see what else is around, see what else I can do. Like I said, this was, you know, my very first world. Here's another little rest stop that I made. Oh look, there's a chest with a minecart in. So yeah, I wanted, you know, I was sort of learning as I went and exploring the world and just seeing what was out there. So this is sort of where I set up camp for the second time round, and as you can see, we have another house, so we're gonna go and check that out. Again, I was also going with the minecarts, but rail's quite expensive, and again, no iron farm or anything like that, so I was solely relying on manual mining of everything. Here's the thing with Bedrock on the Xbox, I don't know what it is like anymore, but back in the day, you could just invite your friends and they could just come and chill out on your world. You didn't need a server, you didn't need a realm, you didn't need anything like that. You could just hang out on the same world. So I used to invite a couple of my friends on, and then we would like race our horses around the house, basically. So that's what this is. This is like a horse racetrack. There was also a whole bunch of dogs and cats here, but again, the entity data didn't come across. But yeah, I spent a very long time building this house, and you wouldn't think it. And actually, you can see out the back where I've started to make a distinct pathway off into the desert, but that's for another time. And then, yeah, again, I don't know why I just had this thing about building, you know, oh, hello. I had this thing about building these like glass boxes with, you know, with the crops in. I don't know. I have no idea why. Like, it looks terrible. I guess I was thinking of it as like a greenhouse kind of vibe, but like, yeah, it's just a big glass box, really. It's not that interesting at all. And like I said, looks terrible. Also, just check out the torch spam here. Crazy, crazy, crazy. This was a very basic auto smelter that I set up because I needed a butt ton of glass, as you can see. Oh yeah, I did this thing where I just sort of put water and then glass because I was like, yeah, that'll look cool, and it does not look cool. We've got a couple bells. And then, yeah, this is the inside of the house. So this is, yeah, I found out about, you know, all the different color glasses, as you can see. And I also found out about quartz, but again, I was manually mining all this quartz. So this took me a very long time. Well, it was pre 1.16 where you could trade for quartz with piglins anyway, but it took me a very long time. And this was my very basic storage system. I mean, I labeled everything quite well, to be fair. So I always knew where stuff was. So that's something at least, I guess. But yeah, and glowstone, I mean, the time it took me to get all this glowstone from the nether was also insane. Like, I spent so long in the nether gathering all this stuff, it's just crazy. I think I had somewhere in the range of like 100 days of Minecraft, like 100 full days playing Minecraft on my Xbox, which was this world and like maybe 2 or 3 others. So that's a lot of hours. A lot. Anyway, I lied about enchanting. Apparently I did have an enchanting setup. So I must have had some enchanted stuff to an extent. I don't think I had an ender chest though, so I can't find out if I had anything lying around. Here's a little bit of a potion, you know, potion station. And yeah, I liked bricks, so I put all these bricks on the wall. I did this crazy thing with the ceiling and the floors with the glazed terracotta, which looking at now is really bugging me because if you know Minecraft, you know these have patterns, and I should have accommodated those patterns more to make it look better. But anyway, and then yeah, that just goes over the bridge. I'll save the nether till last. Actually, we'll come back to the nether. So over here you can see I was working on a map, and this was my expectation of how much mapping I would get done, and this is as far as I got. So this is obviously here, this is where we are, this is the house, and yeah, you can see this road that goes off here, which I will go down in a bit, but that essentially just goes to where the end portal is. But I don't think I actually ever went to the end. I don't know, genuinely can't remember if I fought the dragon in this world or not. I think I might have, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, and this goes back towards, you know, that's back towards the quote unquote old house. So yeah, I was making a bit of progress. That's a desert village that I visited a few times as well. But yeah, so here's some redstone prowess for you. I built a little kelp farm, which probably doesn't work anymore because, well, for one thing, those observers are not facing the right way. Are they? Yeah, that's weird. They're all facing the other way. Surely they weren't like that's, I don't know. Like this one here, there's no way it was facing that way. Surely it was facing like that. It must have warped when it's changed worlds. Anyway, so this was, you know, the extent of my redstone prowess at the very beginning. And then I think here, this is a skeleton spawner, question mark. I think if I go into free cam, it's, for some reason they're not dropping. Oh no, it's zombies. Okay, it's a zombie spawner. It might be because this light's here actually, because back in the day they would spawn in this low level lighting, but now it has to be absolutely pitch black, so that's probably why they're not spawning. But yeah, so that was my XP grind in there. And then here is my barn. Now I actually like my barn. I spent very long making this barn, as you can probably not tell, but I did very much enjoy it. And yeah, there were horses and llamas and stuff and cows and chickens and all that in here, but again, I've lost them in the switch over. But yeah, I think something's happened with you see how like these slabs, I feel like this slab should be there and there and there, but because it's transferred world, like stuff's moved, you know. Anyway, so that was my barn, and then I'll just quickly go over this way towards the village. Oh look, more chunk errors. So I made this beautiful cobblestone path all the way to this village, and then I surrounded this village in the cobblestone wall. And yeah, this was actually an abandoned village, which in Java edition these are like super rare. In Bedrock they're slightly less rare, And actually, every bedrock world I had, I actually found at least 1 or 2 of these, but I'm not sure I've ever found one in a Java world, which is crazy. But anyway, so yeah, I don't know what my plan was here. I don't know why I surrounded the village, because there's obviously no villagers in it because it's abandoned, right? I do know the stronghold is underneath, and I think perhaps my plan was to yeah, you can see the portal's not even been lit, so I don't think I did go to the end. But I think I had this weird plan to basically dig this whole thing out, like dig this entire square all the way down to the portal and just have like a sort of giant hole going on, which would have been insane really when you think about it. And then this path over here just goes to the beach. It was just for ease of transporting animals if I had to transport anything or that kind of thing. So back at the what I would like to call my second home, and as you can see, there was a desert temple here which I, you know, went in and did the stuff. And I feel like, was it this one? Yeah, so I'd never been in a desert temple before, didn't know what was going on, and triggered the TNT and just boom, boom, boom. Lost everything. But I wanted to keep it as a monument of my failures. So down here is just, I think this just is another mine area. I don't think it's anything too exciting. I'm just going to free cam it. Exit, yes. I had to label the exits because I get lost very, very easily in this game. And again, look, I'm just digging a tunnel to nowhere. I have no idea why. Absolutely no idea why. That's where the tunnel ends. Might have to look behind here again. Okay, so I was leaving myself little notes, you know, again, there was no order of semblance to that mine. It was just chaos. Didn't do strip mining, anything like that, because I just didn't know what I was doing. I thought, yeah, I'll just explore, see what I can find kind of vibe. But yeah, this is almost the end of the road, to be honest. And yeah, I was digging this hole out. I have no idea why, I cannot remember. But my plan was to dig this entire hole out. I was going to have acacia logs all the way around, like this. It was going to be on like 2 levels, I think, maybe. I think I was planning on maybe having like a giant storage system or something. I honestly don't remember. Oh look, I put my name. Absolutely doxed myself there, but you know, I think most of you watching probably know that's my name anyway. And this is probably the most complicated way of doing the redstone for this as well. There was probably a lot easier way to do that. So yeah, I was just, you know, I was just playing around with ideas and trying to figure out what I enjoyed doing, what I could do. And you know, there's this giant sort of cavern here. As you can see, I've had to scaffold out several times. But yeah, I think it was just, you know, I was just feeling around and seeing what I could do. So then over here I had a village, and this is where I had a bunch of villagers. As you can see, they're not here. Again, transferring the game over, lost the entity data. But I did actually make a beacon. Okay, I couldn't. This must have been very, very late in the day that I made this before I moved on from this world, because I only vaguely remember doing that. I used to use this village as a raid village as well, so this is why I put all these fences up, because I would trigger raids here, and 99% of the time all the pillagers and stuff would spawn on the outside, and so that's why I've got like these big trenches and stuff. It was just, you know, it was pretty easy to defeat them. And then I was venturing off into the mesa biome. You can see there, that's where most of my terracotta came from. I think I might have used the beacon for that actually, but then I moved it back into the village. And then this goes all the way up here. More chunk errors, just ignore those. And as you can see, this pathway goes all the way up here again. I like to travel from A to B without having to worry about, you know, getting shot by a skeleton or blown up by a creeper. So this is why I built these pathways like this, and they do look kind of ridiculous, but it was, you know, it was a long time ago. And yeah, and then I don't know why I built this giant ring of fire here. I think I was planning on building another house or something maybe, but I just never got around to it, because that is, as far as I know, that is as far as this goes. There's a crafting bench down there, so I obviously ventured off over here somewhere. As far as I know, that is the end of the line, essentially. All right, I think there's only one thing left to do, really, and that is check out the nether. So let's do it. Okay, so giant cobblestone box. good start. I was terrified of getting blown up by ghasts, clearly. So I built, you know, this network of bridges and things so I could navigate the nether easier without dying and losing everything, essentially. But as you can see, this is all old nether because I played this game in 1.15. This is when I created the world, before the nether update with all the different biomes. I think this is just the dead end. So we're just gonna freestyle it. So what actually happened was I downloaded beta Minecraft onto my Xbox, and then I opened this world in sort of what they would now refer to as like the snapshot version for 1.16. And when I did that, I could no longer open this world in the old version, which I didn't realize would happen. So that's when I ended up creating a new world, because I'm just going to break my way in here, because I couldn't play this one anymore until the update, and I knew it was going to be a few months before the update came out. So it's not a very exciting end to the world, but that is what happened. And I honestly have no idea where this goes. Possibly to the roof of the nether? No, there's a portal here. Where does this go? I honestly have no idea where this goes. Okay, well, I just got subspace bubbles, so that's nice. Okay, I mean, there's a village here. I have no idea. Honestly, I don't know why I came out this way. That's definitely chunk errors. I don't know why I came out this way. Maybe for the village. Maybe I found the village exploring and then I was like, oh, I need to get back. And went through the nether. Speaking of, have I just lost the portal? Where's it gone? Oh, there it is. Yeah, I have no idea. I have no recollection of that area at all. I genuinely remember building this. Genuinely remember building this walkway to that portal. I just don't remember why the portal is there and what I used that, you know, that area for. I don't think there's really anything else actually in the nether. I'll have a look. I'll go all the way back to spawn and see. I know I had a fortress somewhere that I was preparing to go in to get blaze rods, because I was planning on going to the end, but obviously I never got around to it. So I found a fortress. I can't see any immediate link to any of my sort of networks that I had, but I feel like this must have been, well, I don't know, because there's a pathway over here. Okay, that's where I was going with this. This is what happened. This was me on my way to the nether fortress, and I was getting there slowly, building my way there and digging my way there. And that is as far as I got before I corrupted the world and could no longer play it. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this tour, and it's just a reminder to everyone that if you keep doing something, you will get better at it. You can persevere, you can take inspiration from others, and you can learn to do better, because I no longer make everything in a complete square like this, you know? It's all very flat. Anyway, I would do a tour of my second world ever, but unfortunately I accidentally deleted that off my Xbox, and this was back, you know, when I played the world. I was meaning to make a copy of it, but I accidentally pressed delete instead of copy, and it was just gone forever. There's literally no way to get it back. So I do have my third world, which I think I will do a video on as well. And like I said, I hope you've enjoyed the journey. This is actually as much for me as it is for you watching, because I just wanted, you know, some documentation of this in case I ever lose the world or whatever. It's nice to have a recording of the world so I can remember what I was like in 2018. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm gonna be putting out some other videos real soon in the new year, so keep watching, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye.